Hi Joyce, I'm just going to give you some feedback on your synthesis essay, okay? All right, here we go. And well, congratulations, you're my first one of this batch, so I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty. I've not really explained these before, so this is a new prompt for me, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, perfect. So you have a clear thesis statement. You're going to do an always. It always has the right, because that right ensures stability. You're going to talk to me about like how it assures stability. All right. Okay, so unity. All right. Okay, very interesting. So, given that Machiavelli says that men are, generally mischievous, so to speak, therefore they would take advantage of the system and be in selfish interests. However, within the premises of a controlling state, creating stability. Okay, so stability. I'm still looking for like unity here. Only with the voice of duty takes the place of physical influence. Okay, so duty. So we provide less likely. Okay, so I really like the way that you synthesize these two sources together. I don't know if your topic or sentence really talked about unity so much, but it did sort of talk about like that. I feel like the argument would be like really what's like best considering man's selfish nature. Maybe more of the argument that you're trying to prove there, but so far I think your paragraph is very synthesized well and was clearly organized. Okay. Perfect. Good. You have a nice transition, but more than just a stable society, a content society. Okay, so let's define content. Machiavelli again. All right. Nice. It's very convincing. I really like this combination of sources here. Right idea, but like we need to keep the people happy. Here's a perfect example in Brave New World of them hiding certain things, right? That would make them non-content. Okay. Some may argue this government control information may impede on the abilities of individuals to fight for their freedom. Okay, let's do an source being 70% people lose their spirit. Yeah, this is a great one to look at too. When the government has excessive control of the flow of information in society, it limits individuals. Yeah, this is a great use of this source. Okay, cool. Joyce, wow, for being the first essay, like, nice, very clear, well synthesized. Yeah, like one little thing before I go, sorry, before I go into the rubric, is that what I always recommend is that when you're going to do a counter and rebuttal, like think about this. Your topic sentence is supposed to kind of like tell your reader what this paragraph is about. And I am personally a big fan. I can't say there's any particular like writing rule out there necessarily that's written down about this, but if given that topic sentences are supposed to tell the reader what the paragraph is about, the issue is like when you start with this, some may argue that this government control may impede on the abilities of individuals to fight for their freedom. When you do that, what it tells me is this whole paragraph is going to talk about that. But then what happens halfway through is you kind of jump into a however statement. So what I recommend that you do is when you have a counter plus a rebuttal in the same paragraph, your topic sentence should kind of indicate that's the case. So you would say something like, although some may argue that this government control of information may impede on the abilities of individuals to fight for freedom, information itself, may lead to, or what's more important is the discontented, or like, let's see, this information may instead hurt morale instead of inspire it, right? So you kind of like summarize what your argument is going to be about, knowing that tells the reader that like you're gonna show this, but you're gonna eventually lead to this idea. Again, there's nothing written down in any rule book anywhere that's the case. I see plenty of paragraphs that are written this way where you don't really see the counter until halfway through. But I guess there is something kind of jarring about all of a sudden changing course. It's like you think you're headed to San Francisco and you end up in Oakland, kind of an idea, right? It's like, whoa, wait a minute. So I think that it's important to kind of recognize that on those statements or on those topic sentences. Okay, looking at the writing rubric, I feel really solid about your essay. I think your introduction and conclusion are effective. They establish, they have clear examples. There's details in there. I think that's great. The arguments are sophisticated. Critical thinking, yes. The only thing I'm thinking about is just that second body paragraph, where you mentioned like bring a sense of unity. And it's not necessarily about unity. It's really kind of more about the state of man. It's like the best thing considering that men are selfish beings, but it does seem like such a minor issue that I don't think that would bring your score down. I think that might just be you and I potentially disagreeing with how we might phrase that argument. Evidence-wise, is it rich and sophisticated? Yes. Is it comprehensive and varied? Definitely. Combination of philosophy, fiction. I guess you kind of stick within those two realms, but I gave you only those two, right? Analysis, I think you provide effective background and you develop your argument thoughtfully and in depth. Micro, it was very easy to follow everything that you're saying. Macro, I'm just going to put an E with a minus on it, and this is really just again for that final body paragraph, just a reminder of the counter rebuttal. Again, just be aware of how those things are, like how your topic sentence indicates that there might be a rebuttal coming. We don't get a grade for style for timed right, so Joyce, power to the people. Well done. I don't know why I just said that is like the first thing that came to mind. So anyway, cheers, and thank you for providing an excellent writing sample right out of the gate. All right, bye.